When I am faced with such a situation where I have to take a decision and I'm stuck, my mind is in two phases whether I should do something like that or not. And I'm not talking about decisions in which you have to decide which movie to watch on Netflix, or what to order from your favorite food ordering app, because that is a decision which does not have a long term consequence. But I'm talking about things where you have to decide, and especially for people who are young, we have to decide things which will have more of a long term consequence. Things like whether I should invest 2 years of my life into this specific thing, and how could life be, and probably choose this path in life. And each of these things which we want to choose are more long term. What I'm talking to you about here in this video is about how I also encounter such kind of problems, where I have to take a decision which is going to have a long term impact, and how do I try to break it down. And probably in hindsight, I'd also maybe like to watch this video later on, to see how I did it then. So coming back, there are four things that I try to do when I have to break down a decision and I'm sort of in that dissonance whether I should go for path X or path Y. The first thing is that you want to know what is the right timeline to take a decision. How far can you delay it? I mean, do you have to take it right now, or do you have to take it in 6 months, or do you have to take it in say 3 or 4 weeks? How far can you delay it? Also, how early it's important to take that decision. The right timeline is very important. And why? Because the more you delay it, probably you'll have more data points, more amount of information to take that decision, which can probably help you take it in a more sort of it can eliminate a lot of blind spots. That's what I mean to say. The second thing I like to do is visualization. And in this step, the main thing is you just sort of close your eyes and think. Suppose you take path X. How does life look like 2 years from now? How is your social circle? How has the journey been? Where are you located? How do things feel, taste, smell? What is your overall condition in life in that situation? And how are you connected to the other people in your life? And probably now imagine path Y. 2 years from now, you chose that path. What is the outcome? Where do you stand? Who are the people you are now connected to? How do things seem? And after you've done this exercise for like imagining and visualizing a 2 year period, and this time I'm doing it not logically but emotionally, right? This is sort of taking that emotional step and scaling that up. Think about how you feel and all of this, these factors which I spoke about, say 5 years from now. If you take path X, 5 years from now, how does it look? How do you feel? And if you took path Y, 5 years from now, how does it, feel to you? In this, a lot of times what happens is we tend to discount the fact that the journey is also important. We just imagine the destination and we're like, that's the end goal. But the thing is, it's also about the journey, because if you're looking for something long term, and if it's going to take, say, 5 years or maybe 10 years, the journey of those 5 or 10 years is not something that you would want to discount, because that's also something you will be living through, because the outcome of the decision is also something that probably lasts for 5, 10 years. So you want to imagine both sides. Now, after this visualization activity, which is more of an emotional side of thinking and understanding if there are any blind spots, or what the overall journey feels like, let's try to go more into a sanity check and break down everything in a logical way. And if it requires you to be a geek, like make an Excel sheet, month on month plan, not a problem. But go ahead with, sort of breaking things down and come up with numbers, right? Scale both the sides, the emotional side and the logical side. And now you're doing a sanity check on both, where, if you have come up with, say, 5 outcomes, that these 5 outcomes are possible, then what I try to do is, eliminate 2 or 3 outcomes which are beyond what you are going to accept, like the worst case and the best case. Look at the range and also do a sanity check of what is possible, what is not possible. The things that are not possible, eliminate them. The things that are totally not acceptable for you, eliminate them. Probably you'll have narrowed down to 1 or 2 sort of outcomes, maybe 3 outcomes which seem likely. So if your goal is to achieve a specific outcome, are you actually doing that? Which long term path does totally not lead you to that exact outcome that you wanted? Eliminate that out, cut that out, like think. And now in the other 2 options, is the worst case something that you're going to be able to live with? Because in life you don't just get one opportunity, you get like multiple opportunities I mean, that's what I've seen in the years that I've seen things happen. It's not like you cannot fail. The main thing is whether you're able to come up and sort of come back from that survival mode into that the thriving mode. So the goal is to understand what really you want to thrive as, and at least try within the limits possible to really go for the things which are the goals that you think are going to be the most sort of fulfilling in terms of what you think is the right path to success that you're thinking of. That's how I try to break it down. So once again, summarizing, the four ways I break down when I'm stuck in decision making is, first, to set a deadline as to when I have to take that decision. What is the range of dates? I don't want to take that decision 20 years from now. I would want to take that decision maybe 5 or 10 years. Sorry, I would like to take that decision maybe within a year, maybe within 6 months for many of those cases. And what are the things that also depend upon the decision you want to make? Now you want to sort of look at the emotional framework of which decision you really really want, which is an aspirational decision, which is not an aspirational sort of path. Next, so first, once again, what is the right timeline to take a decision? The next path is, so first is, what is the right timeline to take a decision? The second is, what you visualize is the right decision for you. Emotionally visualize, without sort of what you qualitatively visualize, in which based on your qualitative analysis is the better path. The third is to logically break it down and do a sanity check, and break it into sort of a logical framework and remove the points which are not possible, identify the blind spots and remove them. And the fourth is that you want to again see which ones align to your goal, set the range in which your aspirational decisions are more aligned, and probably try to at least look at the worst case in both and then try to choose. So that these are the four things that I do, and I hope this video helps you out in whatever decision that you are trying to make. I am also dealing with some things like that, so I want to say these things to myself, and I thought maybe it can help you out as well. And I hope you'd like to stay tuned and watch more videos from me. A lot more is hopefully going to come up soon. I hope I'm going to have a lot of interesting thoughts to share. So do subscribe, and I'll try to make more helpful content. Do let me know your feedback, because I'm also trying to improve my skills of making videos and my skills of public speaking. So I hope that I'm able to connect with you better. All right, see you in the next video. Bye bye.